This was my dad's garden.
He grew.
He was a farmer and grew up, and he would grow this with corn and beans and whatever. Then one year he decided we'd raise cattle, and I think there's a picture of the cattle here too. But this is now the front of the house.
Grandpa used to talk about playing ball on the steps, Carter.
Yeah, you see those steps going up in front of that white door?
Yeah.
That's where you pitched in the middle and strike on the side of the ball. Foul balls went up. I grew at the screen door. That door was metal, and I destroyed that door.
Did you get in trouble?
On to the left, you see the big tree. On to the left, it's not there. It was the basketball court that came down from the garage. This is from across the street on the side of the house. This was the bridge going across our creek. The stuff on the right was what we called the island, and it had grass over there and flowering trees. I used to hate to go over there and cut the grass because there were always snakes along in the creek. I got older, Carter, the deal was, could you jump the creek?
Yes.
Came home often with wet shoes, or came to the house in wet shoes, and just down a little bit there was a big willow tree that we had was a big rope, and we'd swing out with the rope over the water and then back, and every so often we'd happen to let go and land in the creek. It used to drive my mother nuts, but the more friends I had, the more we landed in the creek. And
but did you get bit by the snake?
No, never got bit by the snakes. But you can see the creek going back, and you see the trees in the back. That's where the garden started. This is just a snowfall in northern Indiana. And my dad liked to raise things. This is the front flower garden. And that's the driveway coming in.
That lady in the back was Daddy's mom,
Yeah,
your great-grandmother.
That's your great-grandmother, my mom. And that was me.
Oh.
With my dog, Laddie. That was my grandmother's son's dog, who came to live with us when Uncle Warren went to the war. So I would have been about 4 there. There's some pictures of my dad's tulips.
Great action shot.
Yeah, right. Notice my red slippers. Grandma loves to laugh. Every picture, it seems to me, I have these red slippers on. And again, my dad just raised a few things. You notice the sea on the outside of the garden there, and the darker flowers.
No, I just noticed it is an edging.
And there's a little boy in there with his hat in the middle of the flowers.
Yeah, Ben, I think between Grandpa Adair and Grandpa Connell, you had no hope. You're always going to be a hat man.
You don't have red slippers on.
No, I have
saddle
my
shoes.
saddle shoes on there. There's another hat.
That's the same one you were in the flowers with. No, that was a red one.
One flower
One was a red one.
This, again, not that you'll notice, but this is an old picture of our house, because underneath there is the garage.
Oh, I see it.
And we used to drive this driveway around underneath the house, but later we closed that off, and then the picture you saw of where the basketball court was the new garage.
There he is playing ball.
There's me destroying the screened-in porch.
Looks like you got your red slippers.
My red slippers.
Red slippers again. But that's the same outfit.
And that was my brother's. My brother used to be a first baseman, so that's Uncle Tom's crapper's glove, his first baseman's glove.
Yeah, can you just videotape this?
This is this is me in our Studebaker. We had lots of Studebakers. And that's my cousin,
Remember,
Uncle Backer's.
her
daughter,
son was
Mary.
Nate, was the kid with the,
weirdo.
yep.
Neil.
Yeah, weirdo. From
This
What do you
was
th-
me
what do you
coming
think-
down off the curlicue slide. It was like, got a hot butt.
Ah.
Did you notice his Cubs hat?
That's sometimes me.
That's
This
him
is
playing pool
after
with
we
his
closed.
brother.
You can see we closed in the garage down. That's me playing pool with Uncle Tom. Didn't have a football helmet, so I wore an army helmet. My shoulder pad. And this is my mom. My dad had a contest with the florist in town. They had a bet to see who could grow the largest chrysanthemums.
You won.
And you'll see a picture later where this side of the yard, and those are the size of the mums my dad grew.
Hey.
And he beat the florist by 2-1 because the florist had to grow 2 or 3 buds on the stem. My dad made us pick off all the others, so we just grew one mum a stem. And see that whole section there, from the front of the picture on the left side where the dog is standing, he made that his mum garden. So we had mums all the way back to the garage. And we had to cover those every night at 5 o'clock and uncover them every morning. They had a black tarp, and then we had to roll it up every morning at 6 a.m. because he only wanted to have so much light. And that's my dog Patrick, my Irish setter. And my dad was the county coroner, so you can't see it, but there's a little thing in the license plate there, but he was the county coroner.
We have that somewhere.
There's Patrick, and the
Skinny
basketball court to the left, and that grass area was where we raised the flowers. That's Patrick at our cottage up north here, and that's up in Rapid River, Michigan.
Still have it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
we still do. And this is when we decided to turn the garden into raising cattle. So we raised white-faced Herefords one year, and the next year we had black Angus. And you can see the irrigation system that runs all the way out there. And that was what he put in to irrigate his garden. And obviously we could never eat all that stuff, so what he did was he took all the food that he grew in that garden and he took it to his medical office and he put it in the waiting room for his patients. So patients who didn't have food, who needed food,